NFC this weekend?
Old quarterbacks and new quarterbacks. All right, in the NFC, we have Aaron Rodgers, who's playing out of his mind, best season of his career, and Tom Brady, trying to prove that it wasn't Bill, it was me. I was there. And then on the other end, Mahomes and Josh Allen. Obviously, we know the talent is there, the legs are there, all of the things we can say positively about these two guys. Old school, new school.
We all know what we're here for in the AFC Championship. Arm talent. I mean, these two guys can sling the pill. I expect fireworks. We're going to talk about all the matchups and the offensive line and the trenches and all that. Yeah, it all matters. But come on. Give me these aerial attacks.
Listen, though Marcus has seemed to steal my style with the bandit collar, and Mina always steals my takes every time we get on the phone for the production meeting, they have not paid attention this time. It's about championship defense, people. I went to 2 Super Bowls. It's not all about offense. It's about which team can step up and make a play when you need it on the defensive end. I can't wait to see which defensive player stands up on the field and then stands up on the podium for his team as they go to the Super Bowl.
Hey, who wore it better is coming later on in the show. The biggest question all week long, though, would Patrick Mahomes be able to play in the AFC Championship game? He answered that question today. Take a listen.
Yeah, I actually just got out of the protocol. The week has just been a bunch of testing, a bunch of different things just to make sure that I'm good to go and there's no lingering effects and anything like that. You have to look at it long term as much as you look at it short term, and going to the doctors, talking to all the doctors, and going through the testing. We have the belief that this will be no lingering effects, and that I'll be able to go out there and be myself and be who I am every single week.
So you heard it from Mahomes himself. We now welcome in Jeff Darlington, who's in Kansas City today. Jeff, what more can you tell us?
Well, Laura, this is good news, of course, that he's out of the concussion protocol, but even more good news for Patrick Mahomes is that he doesn't really feel like his week was overly impacted by this concussion. He would even say that he didn't feel any symptoms even the day after experiencing the concussion on Sunday. As such, he was able to prepare for this game similarly to the way he would prepare for any other game, minus maybe the practice contact that he would have midweek. So that being the good news as far as the concussion. The second part of this, though, is that he was in the medical tent twice before that concussion due to a toe issue. We saw him hobbling around the field quite a bit, and he did say that he experienced a lot of pain on Monday, the day after the game. He said that it did get better throughout the week, and he does feel good enough to go, of course, on Sunday through that toe pain. But it will be interesting to see if anything, any lingering effects come up on Sunday. We will certainly be watching that foot quite closely on Sunday.
Yeah, Jeff, it's a really good point. I feel like the toe has kind of gotten lost in all the conversation about everything else. Thanks so much for being with us from Kansas City here on the show. And Marcus, it felt like it was trending toward Mahomes being able to play, right? Once we saw him at practice a few times this week. But you just heard what Jeff said about that toe injury. When you think about how you defend Patrick Mahomes, he hasn't played a whole lot lately. He hasn't practiced a whole lot. Does that change how you approach this as a defense?
Not really, Els, but it does add an element of trying to check that toe early to see if he can move. Look, people forget because we get so enamored, and Mina talked about the arm strength of both of these guys. Patrick Mahomes really made championship plays with his legs all playoffs last year. He really made those game-changing, off-script, different type plays, and that's what you get concerned with. We saw him in the game with the toe last week, and he even ran an option on that particular situation and was able to get in the end zone. But it doesn't change my plan per se. It adds an element to my plan, and what the element that it adds is I'm going to test and see if Patrick Mahomes can move and create off script because of that injury more so than I would in any other game.
Man, Toe Smo, Joe Schmo, I don't know, nothing what you talking about. Y'all can go out there and let Patrick Mahomes walk it like the teen mom that just dropped off halftime orange slices. Fool y'all. That boy is ready to go. And you talk about, oh, we're not going to be scared. We're going to test the toe. Hell no. You need to go out there and play him like he the same Patrick Mahomes that you play every week. Let's not get confused. This is not Lamar Jackson. And 3 or 4 plays made with our legs doesn't make a season, doesn't make a game. They're not going to come out here and all of a sudden have to stop running RPO and zone read options. What they're going to say is, you know what? We got his head banged up. We're not going to run speed option this week. But if he has to create, if he has to make second play opportunities, what team has a guy better than Travis Kelce in the scramble drill? What team has a guy better than Tyreek Hill in the scramble drill? So if you are Leslie Frazier, you do the smart thing. You act like a raccoon backed into a corner. You pull out all your tricks, all your stops, not to get torched. Do not be fooled by that funny walk. That boy is Patrick Mahomes. He can throw it off his back foot, off a no foot, off a no toe, sidearm, underhand, and behind the back. You don't want to find out, Marcus. Don't find out. Mina, tell him something smart, some Yale stuff. Tell him.
I actually think you nailed it with the raccoon analogy, because for those who don't know, raccoons are terrifying creatures, okay? If you see a raccoon backing into the corner, call the raccoon police. I don't know.
Yeah.
Animal control. But as far as the Chiefs go, I went back and watched these teams the last time they played and watched Leslie Frazier's game plan. And I'll tell you this, that defense, they played scared. I didn't see, I think they blitzed Mahomes like once, maybe twice, played a ton of soft zone, gave them light boxes all day to run into, and you know what? They should play scared. It's Patrick Mahomes. He's like the killer in a horror movie. Do not go into the basement, okay? Stay where it's light and safe, and let them run the ball. If they want to run the ball, that's fine. You don't want Patrick Mahomes throwing over the top. So I'm with Ryan. I think that's the right game plan, regardless of the status of his foot.
Let's see if we can continue wildlife analogies here. Ryan, how do the Bills match up against Travis Kelce, though?
Listen, if you're the Bills, you have to utilize everybody against Travis Kelce, right? Because if you look at him, he's been unguardable all year, no matter if it's a linebacker or corner like we saw in Denzel Ward or safeties. But when you think about Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer, these are two dudes who I think are underused, undervalued, and underrated when you think about the league. Micah Hyde's played nickel. He's played corner, been a safety. Jordan Poyer, one of the top strong safeties in the NFL, who we never talk about. Having those guys mixed in coverage when you do decide to blitz, or if you decide to play over the top of Travis Kelce, is extremely important. I'm very interested in seeing how Leslie Frazier uses some of these chess pieces defensively to stop Travis Kelce, who is the league's top pass-catching tight end.
Is he a gazelle? Would we go there? Or have
Do we have time for another question?
Really fast, yes.
Do we have time for another question?
Yeah.
Okay, both of my counterparts, I don't know what the hell they talking about. Both of them talking about you need to play worried and scared. Laura Rutledge, what happened the last time the Chiefs played the Bills this year?
It didn't go
the Chiefs
well
beat them, right?
They ran for about 2 bills.
Correct. Okay, so let's not do that game plan again. Please don't listen to Mina Kimes and say play scared. We gonna go test the toe.
Coach, they scored 22 points.
Coach, I don't care. We go and test the toe.
Go ahead and blitz Mahomes. See how that works out for you. Instead of getting close, you'll get your butt kicked.
Y'all know we ain't blitzing Mahomes like crazy. Y'all know way better than that. I'm not saying blitz Mahomes like crazy.
Marcus Spears.
But as a D lineman, you telling me it's a quarterback with a toe that may be injured? We got to check it. We have to check and see if he can really do what we've seen Patrick Mahomes do. What, Brian Clark? What?
This is what you're asking. The first time they played, right? By not letting Patrick Mahomes hit the big play, by not allowing Patrick Mahomes to get the big punch, you know what happened? They fought Floyd Mayweather and they went to a decision. They didn't win the decision. They got outpointed. Go ahead and blitz Patrick Mahomes. Let him go over the top. You know what that's going to be? Prime Mike Tyson in the first round. They're going to get knocked, slapped the hell out. So you can say that, okay, let's play it this way. Let's go test that toe. You don't want to test that right hand. You don't want to test that overhand right.
Mina looked really